Hey guys, it's Little Stotty here, coming at you with the 23 best animes of all time. Not clickbait. This is really good animes. I'm really excited to show you guys them today. And so let's just jump right into it. Okay, so at number 23 we have Courage the Cowardly Dog. And I personally remember seeing this show all the time on Cartoon Network, and I loved it every single time. Courage always got into some massive hijinks, and Eustace was always like, I hate you, Courage. And then the grandma was like, I love you, Courage. And at the end of the episode, everybody was having a good time. And I gotta say, it's overall a pretty great series. It wasn't the best. The ending got a little creepy. Did you guys see like the fetus episode? That was weird. Anyways, that's why it's number 23 and not any higher. So next up, we have The Great Kung Fu Panda 3. Now, I personally haven't seen it, but I understand the plot point. It's where Po takes a little break from being the Dragon Warrior, and he goes and he visits his family, and he notices all of the kids, and he realizes that there's more than just him. There's more pandas. And he thought probably that he was a goose because his dad, the owner of the noodle shop, is a goose. And he thought that he wasn't even adopted, but he was adopted because he's a panda and gooses don't make pandas. But anyways, I hear this is a really great anime. I got a lot of friends who've seen it. I have a lot of friends. Okay, and next up is the great show Fish Hooks. I'm sure all of you guys have seen it. All of my subs watch Fish Hooks. It's all in all a great show. You know, Milo gets into lots of hijinks and lots of little rascals flying around in the fish store. They think that their whole world is this little place, but really they don't know that there's so much. And I feel like it's just a great show. The creator of Rick and Morty stars in this too, so you know that like it's gonna be a good anime. You know that creative direction that it goes in. Yeah, I gotta say, pretty good anime. Coming in at number 20 is of course the amazing anime Sky High. If you guys haven't seen it at this point, what are you doing? Come on. So Sky High is about a high school. And there's a bunch of kids with superpowers because they have superpower parents, or like they have half superpower parents. And it focuses on this one kid, Will Stronghold. And he doesn't think he has superpowers, and then he goes to Sky High. And it turns out he does have superpowers, and he doesn't have to be a sidekick for his life. And both of his parents are famous superheroes. And then he gets out of some mess. So I think it's a pretty good anime. I mean, I've seen it a while. It's been out for a long time. Techniques have been better since then. So that's why I put it all the way down at number 20. I know a lot of people have this in their top 10 best animes, but Sky High at number 20 I feel like that's a good fit for me. This is all a personal thing. Okay, so now we're down in the teens, and the next one is Ant Farm. Ant Farm is a show based on some really smart kids doing smart kid things. But that doesn't stop them from getting into some buffoonery every once in a while. So, obviously here I have the list of the people's names. China, Fletcher, Lexi, Cameron, and Olive. And of course Lexi is the giant. She's the biggest of the group. She's 7'6". I'm sure you guys know about Ant Farm. I mean, it's super popular. It's still on today. There's lots of great shows that are modeled after Ant Farm, but I don't think Ant Farm will really be rivaled ever. Personally, I think it's the greatest anime of all time. Alright, next up is number 18, and personally this is my favorite anime, Penguins of Madagascar. So, it's obviously a spin-off of the Madagascar movies, like the 1, 2, 3, and 4, but they're not as good as this show is. You know, have you guys seen this show? You've seen this show. It's great. I mean, the way that they blend the characters, it's absolutely beautiful. You know, Skipper, Kowalski, Rico, and Private, they all the characterization there, it's beyond measure. The best in any anime I've ever watched. So it's a great action anime. They got a lot of spy stuff in it too. I'd recommend it to anybody, honestly. It's a really, really good anime. Up next will be a very controversial pick, Kick-Buttowski. Now, I know a lot of people think this is the greatest anime of all time, and they're gonna hate me for putting it all the way down at number 17. But I just gotta say, it's not aging well. If you go back and watch some episodes nowadays, it's not that good. It came out in the 90s. I mean, that's a long time ago. And the channel it came on doesn't even exist anymore. I gotta say though, it's still a pretty good anime. My favorite part of it all is his sidekick Gunter. And we all need a sidekick like Gunter. He's a great guy, he'll never let Kick-Buttowski down. So after Kick-Buttowski, we have another kick. Kickin' It. Now I gotta say, this was the first anime I ever watched, and it really brought me into this culture. I think that there's nothing bad about it. I mean, there's some great parts and there's some parts. Notably in season 2, it really lacked off on some of the action scenes, and that was kind of an upsetting thing for me. But season 3, they picked it back up, but it was too late. The damage had been done. I'm sorry to say that Kickin' It has been canceled. I mean, what can I say? It was a great show. It didn't get to live its whole time. Hannah Montana's brother is in it, which is he's a great actor, you know? He's a great addition to any team. Okay, so these last couple have been pretty action-packed, and this next one, it's a nice change of pace. The Joy of Painting with Bob Ross. Now, some may argue that it's not an anime at all, but they're just wrong. You can see the pictures. It's an anime. Anyways, The Joy of Painting with Bob Ross was an excellent show that ran from 1996 to 2014 when Bob Ross sadly passed away. There's so many great episodes and so much knowledge to be learned. And I just want to say, rest in peace, Bob Ross. You were always a great idol to me, and I love you. So the next great anime might just be the greatest to have ever existed. And of course, I'm talking about Zeke and Luther. So Zeke and Luther is a skateboarding anime for all the cool teenagers out there who wear cool brands like Supreme and Thrasher and other skateboarding brands. So Zeke and Luther is obviously about two guys hanging out, being skateboarders, making it big. There's not really much else to say. It's really well done. That's why I put it at number 14. And I gotta say, Zeke and Luther, gnarly. Up next is number 13, Tough Puppy. So this one gets right to the action. It's action-packed from bottom to top. Fills the roof with action, baby. I really liked Tough Puppy when Fairly Odd Parents took a hiatus. I feel like all of the characters in it are really well made. I feel like the animation on it, it's flawless. I've never seen more beautiful animation. And that's really all I have to say about it. I mean, I know a lot of people like it. Up next, we have a great show, Sam and Cat. They took the best part of Victory and the best part of iCarly and mashed them together and made this wonderful show. This was the first show that I ever saw. When I came out of the womb, I saw this show and I cried. It was beautiful. So beautiful. Alright, after Sam and Cat, we have one of my favorite shows of all time. Probably the best anime ever created. Lab Rats. Oh, I'm getting a call. It's my friend Sam. Sam, do you have a word to say about Lab Rats?
King of the Hill. I'd say they're pretty even. But I'd say Lab Rats is the better anime.
Lab Rats is better than King of the Hill, which conveniently is number 10 on the list. Wow. I'd say that King of the Hill is the better one, but that's just my opinionated statement. I think that King of the Hill does a great job at showing the modern Texan life that all of us Texans are living. But Lab Rats is more set in the future. I think Lab Rats is kind of worse. It had Chris from Everybody Hates Chris in it right before he went on to Everybody Hates Chris. But other than that, it's a really great show. I put it at number 11 instead of 23.
Yeah, man, I feel like Lab Rats has like a more of a mature, yet like childish kind of essence to it.
Can you say that again for the subs?
I feel like Lab Rats has more of a childish yet mature in a sense essence to it. I feel like it's really progressive and advanced for its genre.
You know, it is pretty progressive and advanced for its genre. I didn't really think of it that way. I just thought that it was just some silly show based in the future. That's why.
Pay close attention.
That's why we always get a second opinion, guys. All right. Thanks for the call, Sam. I'll get you next time.
Yeah, man.
Alright guys, I'm back. So we just talked about King of the Hill, and up next at number 9 is personally my favorite anime, G-Force for the PS2. Now, this is a really great anime. You know, it involves cooperation and some beautifully animated hamsters and other various rodents. I personally think that it's great. I mean, you can experience it in awesome 3D. What other animes are in 3D? You know, G-Force for the PS2 was a very, very progressive anime. And that's all I gotta say about it. Okay, so up next, we have this popular spin-off of the terrible show Jimmy Neutron. But luckily, the creators got it in order when they made Planet Sheen. They took the best character from Jimmy Neutron and gave him his own planet. That's so cool! And they had so many other characters besides Sheen. They had the Space Carl and the Monkey Guy, and I remember one episode they had Blue Girl for Sheen to love. It's honestly an amazing sci-fi thriller anime. I'd suggest it to just about anybody. So up next is another sort of spin-off series of an originally bad series. We have Teen Titans Go! Obviously modeled after Teen Titans. Teen Titans honestly was bad. But once again, the creators got their heads in order and they made this masterpiece. It's still on air, so we still get to see it every Saturday. New episodes. I think that's just amazing, and I am so blessed to have that in my life because I love watching the antics of Starfire, Beast Boy, Cyborg, Raven, and of course, Batman's sidekick. Up next, we have my favorite anime of all time, Sweet Life on Deck. So Sweet Life on Deck is obviously a spin-off of Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, which in itself was a pretty good show, but Sweet Life on Deck added 2 new characters that are notable in Woody and Bailey. And I have to say, those performances by the respective actors and actresses, they are amazing. Not to mention Little Little, which got me into the rap game. And I actually named my YouTube channel after him. So I have to say, amazing. You know, this show was life-changing in every way. It broke boundaries, and I'm gonna cry. It's beautiful. I'm so sad that it got canceled, but I'm happy for the Sprouse kids, you know? Up next, we have the first tie of the series. I'm sorry, I couldn't make a choice. Boss Baby and Cars, they're literally the best movies ever created. For the anime genre, at least. Now, I haven't seen Boss Baby, but obviously I have friends, and those friends have seen Boss Baby, and they said it is so good. I'm gonna go see it on Friday, so I can make an update video if you guys want. Drop a comment, drop a like if you want to see it. If you want to see my review of Boss Baby, I'll totally do that for you guys. And obviously Cars is a classic. I mean, who doesn't love a good racing movie in Motor Springs? You know, it's an amazing movie. And so is Boss Baby. That's why I had to mash them together at number 5. I mean, once you get this far in, it's really hard to choose because there are just so many great shows. Okay, so up next we have another great anime, Shark Boy and Lava Girl. You know, this is one of the first animes I remember being really popular among my grade. You have Christian Bale as Shark Boy, and then the name slips me for Lava Girl. But, you know, it was altogether an amazing movie. As you can see by these screenshots here, absolutely visually stunning. The CGI, oh my gosh, that was way before its time. I mean, look, those sharks look real. I'm scared just looking at them. I mean, wow, it really deserves its number 4 spot, you know? It's amazing. I mean, so far behind its time. It's literally in like 2100. I'm over here in 2000. This came out in 1980. So before I get into my top 3, I want to go with some honorable mentions. You know, all of these are like great shows, but they just didn't really fit. So Phineas and Ferb, Zoe 101, Bolt, which I was really thinking about putting that at 23, but I decided not to. Malcolm in the Middle, it's a great family anime. You guys should really give it a watch. And of course, Johnny Test. I know a lot of you are going to give me hate that Johnny Test is only an honorable mention on this list, but I never found the appeal of it. Starting off the top 3 is a tie between the Bionicles quadrilogy and Dog with a Blog. Both of these are absolutely amazing animes. I cannot stress to you how many times I've watched the Bionicles quadrilogy and cried. Every single movie just gets me right to the heart. And Dog with a Blog, I would be crazy not to include it on this list in the top 3. I mean, oh my gosh. It's probably the best anime that I've ever seen. I rated it 10 out of 10, and the Bionicles quadrilogy, an easy 10 out of 10 as well. That's why I had to put them together. They're both really high quality, great animes. Next up, we have my personal favorite anime of all time, Pop Tropica. You guys remember sitting in the room playing some Pop Tropica as a kid? Because Pop Tropica is truly my childhood. That's why I got the 2nd place. I know a lot of people put it at number 1, but I got it at number 2 personally, because the next one it's not really rivaled by anything else. That brings me to number 1. And now for number 1, the greatest anime on this list of all time probably, WatchMojo.com. If you haven't seen WatchMojo.com by now, what are you doing? You're missing out. WatchMojo.com has the widest variety of characters. It has the best content. That's why I gotta give it the number 1 spot. Alright guys, drop a like, drop a comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching this top 25 countdown, and make sure to let me know if you want to see me review Boss Baby.